Hollywood stars may soon shine here in the Sunshine State in the latest celebrity court case. Wesley Snipes' trial on tax fraud charges started today in Ocala. Prosecutors say Snipes stopped paying taxes, then illegally claimed $11 million in refunds. Snipes and two co-defendants say the federal government has no right to tax domestic wages, pointing to what they call a loophole in the IRS code. Defense attorneys could call Hollywood heavyweights like Muhammad Ali and journalist Tom Brokaw to testify. If convicted, Snipes faces up to 15 years in federal prison. But what is this loophole in the law Snipes is talking about? Joy is here now with attorney Rick Alexander to try to sort all this out.
Yeah, this is very interesting. Thanks, Deanna. Rick, thanks for joining us. We appreciate that. Now, there have been other people who have made the same claim. We shouldn't have to pay taxes if we don't want to. What is this loophole? It's known as the 861 position. What is that?
It's a small provision in the tax code. There are some people that have tried to say that income tax is unconstitutional and so forth, but this group of people is saying there's a provision in the tax code that is so contradictory that basically only people who live in like the Northern Marianas or have foreign type of income have to pay taxes.
Now, does that actually say that in there, or is it just something that they...
What they've done is they parse the words of the code in such a way, and they say, look, this has left out this gaping hole. Well, all of the courts that have looked at this have said, no, that's not right. You have to pay taxes.
So this is semantics we're talking about. Does Wesley Snipes have a case here? He seems to think so.
In the criminal case, there have been a few people to get off on this. Now, they've been sort of these tax protesters and absolutist type people who have been able to convince courts and juries that they really believed. And that's what you have to prove in the criminal case, is they intended to defraud.
So Wesley Snipes has to convince this jury that he honestly thought he didn't have to pay taxes.
That's what he has to do.
Now, what do you think about all this? Do you think right now he's not doing a whole lot to help his case?
He's not. Several of the things that he did before is he did try to pay back, and he tried to get refunds, and he filled out certain documents that indicate he knew he had to pay the taxes. He was just trying to find ways to avoid them. That's going to be a problem. The other thing that he's done is he's in Ocala, and that's a place where perhaps his argument might have had some sway. But the first thing they did is try to move it. They said it's a racist community, a Klan community, and you know, you've got out-of-town lawyers coming into a small Florida city who have then insulted the locals and who, oh, by the way, are about to pass judgment on you.
No
I don't
kidding.
think that's very smart.
Well, let me know what you think about the outcome of this. Do you think that he might win this?
The wild card is that he's such a celebrity. And these celebrity cases kind of take on a life of their own. They're very hard to call, and so we don't really know.
Now, if he were to, this would open up such a can of worms, I can only imagine, for everyone in this country.
It would probably create a whole host of more people trying to make this claim.
All right, Rick Alexander, I know you'll be watching this one closely, so thank you very much. We appreciate your expertise.
My pleasure.